whole Partygate saga has been detrimental to overall trust in Her Majesty's government. It is normal for publics to be sceptical about their governments. An arm's-length style democracy where you're always critical and never enamoured is, in my view, a pretty good thing. Keeps those in power on their toes. But Partygate, it seems, and the furore surrounding it has done something different. The level of distrust in the UK government today is over and above anything we've seen in another Western democracy for quite some time.
The ministerial code says that ministers who knowingly mislead the House should resign. Why is he still here?
Hang on a minute.
We're talking expenses scandal levels of distrust here. And here's some data to prove it. 62% in Britain think the government ignores rules and procedures. This compares to just 40% in Italy and 35% in Germany. That's pretty stark. Now, this is a country that's not just cynical about those in power. That is par for the course here. We all hate our politicians. But this is a country that's downright distrustful. That is the legacy of Partygate. It's not normal for people to rank their lack of faith in politics and politicians as the most important issue facing Britain today. Normally it's the cost of living, unemployment, Brexit, immigration. But right now, 17% of us say their lack of faith in politics and politicians is the most important issue facing politics today. What Partygate has done to public opinion is foment apathy. If you're a party activist or a participant in a focus group or someone who, goes out door knocking on the regular, one thing you'll notice is the rise in the number of people who say they're all the same.
Look at all them people that got fined 10 grand. Do you know what I mean? And that Boris Johnson only got £50 fine.
One real for them, one real for another.
Boris Johnson gets it in the neck by voters now, don't get me wrong about that. But at the same time, voters are increasingly of the view it's a product of politics being poisonous, as opposed to being the reserve of, the present occupants of Downing Street. Now, will this change things? Can they only get better? Well, if an election was held today, it seems like it would. The Conservatives presently have a majority of Margaret Thatcher levels. Their victory in 2019 was similar in scale to that of 1987. But if an election was held today, Labour would emerge as the largest party, with the increasing probability that Keir Starmer would be Britain's next Prime Minister. Presently, according to our own modelling, we have the Labour Party on 290 to 300 seats in Parliament, and the Conservatives on 250 and 260. A stark difference to how Britons voted in 2019. Now, this is closer than most elections, but a 5-point lead in the polls is seemingly enough to remove Boris Johnson from office. Now, it's yet to be seen whether a Labour election victory will necessarily clean things up, but Keir Starmer, visibly a world away from Johnson, might just push things in a different direction. The acclaimed historian Peter Hennessy, in an interview with the Financial Times, said, "The one thing I'm sure is whoever replaces Boris, whatever the circumstances, he or she will make great play of being anybody but Boris in terms of due process and care and attention." Partygate has wounded British politics, but it won't last forever. Right now, it seems only a flesh wound.